All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome you all to Master Your Business Success. We have a new presenter for SCORE Boston, and we're very excited to welcome her, Dr. Roberta Pellant. She'll give a little bit of a background on herself when we get started, but we're going to first talk about SCORE in case you're new to SCORE so that you can learn a little bit about us. So there's three important things this SCORE does. One is offering information. We have a very robust website. I strongly encourage you to go to score.org and you'll find blogs, articles, videos. You're going to find business templates that you can download, not just business plan templates, but marketing templates, cash flow templates, budgeting. They're there. So I strongly encourage you to take a look through the information that we can provide you. The other important thing we do is training through workshops and webinars. Most of what we do are webinars, and we do have a few in-person workshops. We have a few more this week, and then we'll be taking a break for the holidays, and we'll be starting back up about the second week of January. So please keep an eye out for our next newsletter. The most important thing that SCORE does, however, is the mentoring. Our mentors are free. All the information you share is confidential. They are volunteers with different skill sets and different backgrounds that want to help those in the small business community. We work with folks that are trying to decide if small business is right for them. We're working with those that are in that planning phase, and we're working with those that are already in business. A first session will be getting to know you. We want to know what your goals are, what your challenges are, and they will work with you to put together a plan to achieve, to be successful. Our mentors work as a team. They will often reach back to bring in other mentors so that you might have a team of mentors that are working with you to help you be successful. So getting a mentor is very easy. You can use the QR code on the screen or go to the score.org website. There's a blue box. Put your zip code in. That will match you to the chapter nearest you. They're going to ask you a few questions about your business or what you're looking for help with. And the chapter will use that information to match you to a mentor that is best for you. You can also see the different addresses for the chapters in our district. You can, all the same information, you can go through the district or your local chapter, or you can go through the national option as well. So we are recording today. You will be able to find the recording. I'll post it in the next 24 to 48 hours so that you can see that information. You'll find it on the score.org/Boston website. It's under the local workshop tab, previously recorded. I have a little green arrow there pointing to it so you know what you're looking for, but it'll be there so that you can watch it again. If you have questions that are specific for the presenter today, please put those in the Q&A button on your Zoom bar. I will also be monitoring chat as well, and we will be taking some questions at the end. And I believe our presenter is going to also pose some questions as we work through it. But I'd like to welcome everyone today, and most of all, welcome Dr. Roberta Pellant, our new presenter for us. Thanks. It's all yours.
Well, hello, everybody. Can you see my screen, Teresa?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Well, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Roberta Pellant. You can call me Bobby. I have been an MBA professor at Bentley University for, I think, 18 years, and an MBA professor overall for over 25 years. I am a 7-time entrepreneur. And through my coaching and consulting clients, I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners. And since COVID, there has been a really big influx of struggling with either how to create a profitable business where you see month-to-month revenue growth, or you just want to scale your business. So in the chat or in the question and answers, well, probably in the chat for Teresa, I want to see who's online on this webinar. And I want you to tell me if you are an entrepreneur. And for me, an entrepreneur is defined as somebody in business between 0, they're just starting out, and 3 years. Or if you have a small business that you've established some revenues, some systems in place for over 3 years, 3 to 7 years. So if you can put it in the chat, I'm not able to see it, but Teresa can let me know who I'm speaking to in the audience. And in this presentation, I will cover all the steps, the 3 steps that are needed for both entrepreneurs and small businesses. So Teresa, do we have it up? Did anybody reply? I'm not able to hear you if you're speaking.
Sorry, it did not unmute. Yeah, mostly entrepreneurs. I do see one small business.
Great.
Oh, we have a 20-year business.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. You're right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started.
Yeah, mostly
Entrepreneurs. Great. So I want to talk to you about 3 steps. I have studied a framework of 9 proven and endorsed steps to help businesses make money consistently and to scale their business. One of the most important things that I want to tell you is even if you have a 20-year-old business, it's really important to go back to step 1, which I'll be talking about. And I personally even did this in my business as well. And the reason that we are having problem, either finding clients, making more money, finding our clients and trying to nurture them or to create value for them, is because since COVID, everything has kind of shifted a little bit. So let's get started right away into this presentation. The first thing I want to talk to you about, like a business foundation 101. So I talked generally about this 9-step proven and endorsed framework, and it is called the business model canvas. I know SCORE has had presentations on this before, but I am going to dive really deep into the first 3 steps to get you started on your profitability road. Many entrepreneurs and small businesses have had a hard time since COVID making that money. They might make some money. It might not be consistent. They might lose some clients. They might not know how to find new clients, or they just feel like they are stuck. They're struggling. They're frustrated, maybe burnt out. This is the life of an entrepreneur. Many times, if you don't have systems in place or steps to help facilitate growth or trajectory, is what I like to call it. So I have to do some due diligence and talk about the power of mindset, because all of the motivations that we have internally come from our mindset. And there is a correlation between a growth mindset and business success. And when I'm talking about business success, I'm really talking about increasing revenue, increasing customer base, increasing and growing and scaling your business. So a fixed mindset is that we are comfortable where we're at. We've been doing the same things month after month, year after year, 20 years after 20 years. And we're just kind of in this routine of wake up, take a shower, make the donuts, come home, read the paper, eat dinner, go to bed, right? A growth mindset is let's get out of this confined box of our comfort zone and really stretch ourselves to think wild and crazy and creative and really re-energize and put some spark and inspiration into a business, whether it's a new business or whether it's an old business. So instead of looking at things in a micro view that you're only focusing on one area, I want you for this presentation to expand your mindset. And let's look at it from a macro or big picture type of view. So do I have everybody's buy-in for that? Just type yes in the comments or no if you're completely confused and you don't want to do it. I'm hoping I'm seeing a lot of yeses in there.
We are seeing lots of yeses in there.
Okay, great. So some of the ways that I want you to open up your growth mindset is we want to embrace challenges. The biggest challenge for us as business owners was COVID, when the world shut down, right? I looked at it as a way to institute a new growth mindset. COVID leveled the international playing field of businesses. So I took it upon myself to start 5 new companies during COVID. Full transparency, 3 of them failed miserably, but 2 of them became very successful, and I still generate revenue from it. So instead of looking at woe is me, the victim mindset, what am I going to do? Start to think creatively of how can you embrace a challenge, a roadblock, something that might not be necessarily an opportunity for you and at that time, and see if we can creatively shift the way that we look at things. And we do this through continuous learning. Getting in, as Teresa had mentioned, grab a mentor and score. The best type of people that can help you create and spark your new growth mindset is other people. You can bounce ideas off it back and forth. So I would highly encourage you to grab a mentor if you don't already have one. And then lastly, I want to talk to you about resilient. As an entrepreneur or as business owners, we have to be resilient. And one of the best ways that we can do that is listen to our feedback. We have feedback coming in from customers. We have feedback coming in from data. If we're looking at marketing data, or we're not getting our leads, people aren't buying our products or service, that is telling us something that we have to change. And instead of giving up and just quitting and not moving forward, the one thing I want to encourage you to do is go back to the drawing board, first step, and try it all over again. You've heard that many, many stories of people that started businesses that failed, and then they went back to the drawing board and they kept at it and they kept tweaking and changed a little bit of their prototype of what they were doing for a product and or redefining their systems for their service. And most of us are service-based. Type in if you're a service-based business, which means we're selling something, giving a service to somebody. I'm selling myself because I'm a coach and a consultant. And then some of us will have product-based services where we're physically selling a product. Either way, we have to tweak throughout the years to make sure that we are staying up to date with what our customers want. So Teresa, can you tell me if most of us or people on this call are either service-based or product-based businesses?
Honestly, it's a even split.
Okay, perfect. So if you have a product-based business, what I want you to do is really look at your product and define where you can make small improvements that aren't going to break the bank. And if you are selling a service, my friend, you have to determine how you can make small tweaks to your own either knowledge-based, delivery-based, or what you're offering to fit what most people want in this day and age. So the first step I'm going to tell you about is how to identify your ideal client, your customer. Who is that person that is going to be best suited for either what you have to sell, whether it's a product or service? And I know some of you who have been in established businesses, you can tell me, I've got this down pat. But do you really? Because if you're on this webinar, something is stagnant in your business growth, that you want to scale your business, you want to make more money. So your ideal customer that might have served you 5 years ago might not be currently who needs your product or service today. So when is the last time you studied your ideal customers? And for new entrepreneurs, what I want you to do, we're going to get into some hot seat question and answers quickly at the end of the slide. When is the last time you've tried to really put yourself in your ideal customer's shoes? They might not be who they think who you think they are. So let's go ahead and create an ideal customer avatar, or an ICA. And this is where I don't want you to think a lot about it. It does not take extensive market research, although I have done it as a marketing professor and working for corporations. But usually your clients are people, or your customers are people that you know need your product or service. So don't overthink it. Get a pen and paper out, grab your iPhone, open up your notes pad, and I want you to make really quick decisions here. Ready? Are they male or female? Only pick one. And you can type it in the chat as well. What is their age demographic? Are they 25 to 35? Are they 35 to 45? Are they 45 to 55? Are they 60 plus? What do they have? A certain ethnicity? Do they have a certain religion? Are they found in certain geographical areas of our country or internationally? And by geographical areas, I mean, do you find them in cities? Do you find them in suburban areas? Are they most likely to be rural customers? Where do they congregate, or where is the largest majority of them? Is it East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest? I hope I'm not talking too fast for those of you who are trying to write down. And there's a method behind my madness. And just answer the questions. Only pick one of everything that I'm telling you about. So those are some ideas of demographics. Are they college educated? Are they high school educated? Do they have master's degree? What type of educational level do they have? Ideally, put it down. And then, do they have a certain income level? Are they married? Are they divorced? Are they single? Are they with their significant other in a living situation? Does it matter to you or to your business, your product, or your service? So this is just getting an outline of our customer service avatar. We're kind of putting a face to it. For me, my demographics would be a female, Caucasian, 55 to 65-year-old woman who lives in a suburban area outside Boston in the Northeast. So you can put a face to what I just told you. Postdoctorate degree, and then whatever my income level would be. Psychodemographics, once you have the face behind it, psychographics is going to allow you to figure out where they're hanging out. Because if you know who your customer is, you need to know the psychographics of where they're hanging out. And I am sorry to tell you that, yes, social media is going to be a part of this question. In today's age, snail mail marketing, flyers, advertising will get us customers, but the majority of our leads, if you will, are going to be on some type of social media. So for example, for me, I'm hanging out on LinkedIn. I am hanging out occasionally on Facebooks or Facebook groups that create value and allow me to learn and take in knowledge. I love to read certain books, certain business books about marketing, business, entrepreneurship. So when we're talking about psychographics, I want you to dive really deep into where are you going to find them. You're going to find me walking on the beach, but that's not going to be appropriate for finding me for business, right? So if you want to find somebody for me like business, your best bet is inside Facebook groups and or on the LinkedIn platform. So take a few minutes to kind of understand or put yourself in their shoes. And many times we are spending so much time on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, not realizing that we are wasting our time because our ideal customer is not on that platform. For some of you, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are going to be game changers for you to try to find your customers. And I'll talk about that in the next slide. Are there any questions right now? I'm going to take them as we come. If something's coming up, Teresa, is there anything coming up for ideal customer clients?
We don't have any questions, but I have had a few people post what their clients look like. Did you want me to?
Perfect. Let's hear them.
We have women 50 plus, college educated, women in the 30 to 40 range, female 45 to 55, Caucasian, national urban cities, East Coast, master's degree, marital status doesn't matter. I have male, city towns 18 to 27. We have female 35 to 65, Black and brown women, US globally, mostly in your urban areas, college educated with an income level of 40K and above.
Okay, so thank you. Any others that came through, or is that it?
I do have a question. Why aren't we asking what their role is? I'm not sure.
Yep, so I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So most people, everybody did a great job with, maybe I want to clarify the college education. You provide a product or service to somebody, and you want to make sure that they are not overly educated, because if they are overly educated, they might not buy what you are selling, especially if you're selling yourself as a service. If I look at somebody who's selling a coaching package and they might have a bachelor's degree in something, that is not a good fit for me with a doctorate degree. I want somebody at my same level. So whoever said that they want somebody with a master's degree, I want to make sure that you're at that expert level of somebody with a master's degree would want to see you on an equal standing to hire you or buy your products or services. Same goes for income. You don't want to make sure that somebody has a really high income when you're not at that level yet, because why would if they're making 7 figures and you're struggling and you're only making 5 figures, why would that somebody buy your product or service? And I'm mainly talking about selling ourselves here, not necessarily products, but we can go deeper into that at the end. The reason, it depends on the role. Somebody who asked that question about why aren't we asking about the role? Tell me what was the basis for that question. Are they responding, Teresa? Or
no, I don't have a response yet.
Okay, so it would be very important for you to determine their role as a decision maker. So if it depends, so let me backtrack. If you are selling, you have a business, if you're selling B2C, this is where the C being the customer or the client, which is what I'm talking about. The demographics and the psychographics are going to be very, very important. The person that was talking about the role, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might be talking about having your business and selling it to another business. And those would be very important to define the roles of those ideal customer avatars as decision makers within the organization or within another business. So that's where we would get back into, getting more specific. But here I'm just talking about B2C right away, and B2B would be, yes, you have to define the roles. So I hope I answered that question. Anything else come up, Teresa, or can I go on to the next slide?
Yeah, she said I'm the same person that said that they were looking for somebody with a master's degree because she sells business to business services offering.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So it would be more important for you to find the key decision maker in a certain role than it would be to look at education. So great question. And thank you very much for bringing that up and helping me make the distinction between what I'm talking about and what you really need from me. Okay, I'm going to go on. Oh, nope, I want to go back. I want to backtrack for a second. So if you're looking at a female age 35 to 45, where are you finding these people, these women? Somebody want to type in the chat? I heard a lot of people defining their customer avatar, but you really didn't get deep into the psychographics of where you're going to find them. I told you where you would find me.
somebody said LinkedIn.
Okay. So for LinkedIn, I want to caution you. It's less likely that you're going to find B2C consumers on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a business platform. So what you don't realize, what you might have failed to let you know about, I sell my services to businesses. So I'm a B2B consumer. So therefore, that's why most of my time is. So if you're a B2B business, or you want to sell B2B, 100% LinkedIn. If you are selling your services to individuals, then you're going to pick out some of the other social media platforms. And just a hint, if you're looking at women ages 35 to 45, chances are Facebook will still be number one. Depending on your service, Instagram might be number two. So all you have to do is do a quick Google search, type in your customer avatar and say, what social media platform are they most likely hanging out at? Any other comments, Teresa?
So somebody else suggested they'd find their person networking.
Okay, networking is great. It does take a little bit more time. So depending on how quickly you want to scale your business or to increase your profitability, social media, once you know how to utilize it, and most of us we're really afraid. I was really afraid to learn how to finesse and get leads for my customers on social media, but bar none, it is the quickest way to get some people in your wheelhouse, if you will. But yes, networking. I just did a networking event in Boston of over 300 women. I did network. I can guarantee I probably got 10 business cards of people that I can reach out to, email, connect with. And today alone, I have 35 people that signed up for something on my website that they needed. So 10 versus 35, which one would you rather have? Any other questions?
Yeah, where can I find very sick people that doctors can't help?
So I can't answer that specifically. I would go back to, where would you hang out if you put yourself in that ICA's shoes? So if somebody's sick, they're probably homebound, right? Depending on the demographic, I would assume that they would be on some social media platform. And so based on their demographics of age, gender, where they live, like I said, all it takes is a quick Google search. So it would either be a Facebook, maybe it would be a YouTube. I am probably, depending on the sickness, I would like you to hone down. We're niching down, by the way. We can't go mainstream and be everything to everybody. We're not going to say that my ICA is female entrepreneurs with small businesses. If we have any male members on this call, I am not going to disclude you from anything. But for me to get crystal clear in my messaging, I'm niching down. So for the person who asked me where to find sick people, I would niche down into one illness and find out, say it's thyroid disease. I would go on Facebook and look for groups that have members that are struggling with thyroid disease. Because if I have an illness, the first thing I'm going for is a support group or for education from people who and community to have the same illness as I do. So I hope that answers your question, but I don't know it because that's not where I've done most of my research, but I'm just giving you little hints on how I would start it. Okay. So we're there, right? We've found out where our people hang out with. I'm going to go back one more. Sorry. So what you need to do then is you have your audience and you know where they're hanging out. Now we need to list build. We need to have people come to us. And the way that we do this to skyrocket our audience reach is we create free value. Now, I charge a lot of money for one-on-one coaching and consulting for corporate, but I am providing a free service today as value to people who might need me. So before we can sell them, we need to be established as experts in our field. If we have a product, we have to have a great value proposition for our product. And value proposition is, what is it doing better than other products out there are doing? It could be based on price. It could be based on effectiveness of the product or some unique quality that nobody else has within their product. So we need to be providing our customers and getting interest in them so that they sign into and want to opt into our customer base. And this goes before, when I say customer base, this is before anybody ever sells anything to them. So we want to be known as the best, or we want to distinguish ourselves from the many other people that might be doing the same things in our area or our industry. So it starts out with this nurturing and developing of relationships. So for me, I'm constantly going on podcasts, finding unpaid speaking opportunities to provide all my knowledge base and help others that are struggling with the same thing that I struggled with. And it takes 99 or so touch points that I continue to do and provide free value and send out newsletters and little hints and cheat sheets for people before I even attempt to sell anybody on something. And I know that sounds a little scary, but especially online on the internet. I'm curious on all of the people who are listening in today, how many people have an online presence versus a brick and mortar product presence? I'm assuming even the online brick and mortar people would be selling products online, but could you just let me know in the comments?
Online only, both, mainly online now, both.
Okay,
Online.
perfect.
Yeah.
And so think of it, I'm going to go to the brick and mortar people. Some people can come in and they might browse your store and all your products and your goods, and then they might leave. Then they might come back and they might look at something different, and you might start talking to them and build up a relationship with them. And they might be looking for one thing. You might be helping them and pointing them in a right direction, or referring them, like, we don't carry this brand of shoes. However, go 2 doors down the street. That's creating value for your customers and nurturing relationships. So they'll remember that value that you've provided for them. And then the next time they come into the store, they probably will purchase something because it is customer satisfaction, right? So when I'm talking about the touch points of 99 touch points or 99 visibility touch points of creating value, that's mainly for online. So give your time, give your expertise, give gifts, create what I call in the industry a lead magnet. Does anybody know what a lead magnet is? And even for online, even for brick and mortar stores that have both online presence and nothing and whatever, I really encourage you to have a lead magnet. So talk to me in the chat. Do you know what I mean by a lead magnet?
No, I'm getting lots of no's.
Okay, lots of no's. A lead magnet is a downloadable PDF, workbook, cheat sheet, educational piece, something that you give away for free that shows you your knowledge or expertise or your product. So for products, I'm going to put you aside just for a little bit, but for selling your services, it could be a newsletter. It could be something that people really need help with. And you're going to create it on Canva or Adobe. That's a whole different workshop that we can get into, a webinar later. But what you're going to do is you're going to put this link and this free downloadable workbook or gift every place you possibly can. You're going to put it on all your social media sites. You're going to put it in your bios. You're going to link it to comments. You're going to put it on your website as a pop-up. We've all seen those pop-ups that you Google somebody and then they have a pop-up, sign up for my free downloadable whatever you need, right? And from there, that's how you're creating value for customers. They're interested in what you have to do or what you have to offer, and they sign up willingly. They get something in free, and you get an email from them. And with this email, you'll start to do this nurturing relationship, sending out emails, newsletters. For the people who have product-based businesses, you're going to create something that is of value to them. Let's stick with the shoes. Say that we sell Uggs. You're going to put together a downloadable PDF of how to care for your very warm and fuzzy Uggs in the winter. So you're going to put 5 tips on how to pre-treat your Uggs to have them last year after year so that they don't get wet and leak and whatever. I mean, I'm just doing this off the cuff. I have no idea of what everybody's product and services out there. And you put this on your website, purchase a pair of Uggs. Please download my free tips and care strategies to keep your Uggs, in perfect condition. And so whatever it is, it doesn't matter if you're selling candy or your services, just provide something of value that is always going to link back to what you provide. Okay, any questions on these list building and opt-in strategies?
And we don't have anything currently.
Okay, if something comes up, please let me know. Like I said, today I received 3 new customers of just people that want to be part of my newsletter or part of my download, or just need to hear what I have to say to make their lives a little easier. So I am growing my customer base day after day, and I'm not actively spending a lot of time on it. Here's the key. Come back to me if you're multitasking, because this is really important. If you are not getting people to sign up for this free value that you've provided them, it could be a Facebook Live, it could be a video on YouTube, it could be a tutorial on something. If you are not getting people engaged in what you're offering them for free, go back to step number 2. You're not targeting the right people for what you're doing, or the lead magnet or what you're giving away from free is not of interest to anybody. So here's how I look at it. For me, struggling to create content, I'm a writer. I'm a professor. I've written several things, books, articles. I can write like nobody's business. But one of the things that I personally struggle with when I go on social media is a topic of what I'm going to talk about. And I post all the time on LinkedIn, 5 times a day sometimes. And it's a struggle to figure out what ideas I'm going to post. So for me, that's what I created a lead magnet about. Here are 10 top ideas when you run out of content creation for your social media. Everybody wants that. They're like, well, if she's doing it so often, she might have cracked the code. I want that. I want to get her tips. So if there's something that you specifically struggle with, whether you're a product-based business or a service-based business, chances are your customers want to hear how to overcome that pain point in their life. Does that make sense to everybody out there? I can answer specific questions if you want me to be creative with you.
Oh, while we're waiting for that, I did have someone ask, what kind of technology is needed to make a link for a lead magnet?
So you can make a link free. If you have a website, all you have to do is add another page to your website. I am not the tech girl. You can also download it in your Google Drives and take that link and share it with people. So you don't even have to create the link, if you will. There are free, and like I said, I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole and deep diving in technology, not to confuse everybody, but there are free link providers out there that you can put in a long URL from, like, say, your Google document and shorten it. One that I would recommend is called bit.ly, bit.ly, and you put a long link in there and you just hit click. It's free and it shortens it up. But you can customize your links on your website as well. So as long as you have a website, there are ways to do it. If you do not have a website, there's something that's also free called Linktree, LINK.TREE. It is a one-page website, if you will, that you can put your picture, the name of your company, and you can put free 5 links under your name, under your business name. For mine, I link to my website, I link to my Facebook page, I link to my LinkedIn, I link to my lead magnet, and then I link to, I think, my YouTube channel. Those are my 5 free ones. So there are ways to go about doing it that you can put it in that is free of charge. Any other questions about that?
No, we don't have anything posted.
Okay, so once you start getting people on your list, then that's when you want to start using them and making sure that you are nurturing them through emails. So I would really recommend doing a newsletter, more tips, more cheat sheets. For those of you who are products, I would send them promotional stuff like buy one, get one free sales. Not all the time. For people who have brick and mortar, I would say send out 3 value created emails, 3 to 4. And then the 5th one, you can do a promo email or a sales email. Come into my store for 10% off, or buy one, get one free, or here's our featured product this year or this month or this week or whatever. For those of us who are emailing, email as many times as you can with great value. I have a course launch coming up on January 22nd. I have spent since August giving away free content without even mentioning it to my email list when my course is going to launch. So then they're engaged. They realize that they're going to click open that email because I'm going to provide them really good information. And then when I do start promoting my course, it's not going to seem so salesy, and it doesn't make me seem so hungry for it because they know I've given them a bunch of free content for free. So can you imagine what that course will look like? So there's where I want you to build the relationship up, and they see me as an expert, or they'll want to see you as an expert. Okay. So that's how we skyrocket once we find our ideal ICA. The last one that I want to talk to you about today is messaging. So we struggle with what we're going to say. We struggle with, marketing. Marketing seems to be a kind of scary word sometimes because it takes money to make money, right? Yes, it does, but it doesn't have to break the bank. I have a business of 20 some years. Up until about 5 years ago, I spent $0 on marketing other than investing in my website, my URL, things like that. And then when I started making more money in my coaching and consulting and really concentrated on it, I took a certain percentage of all of my revenue to reinvest back into marketing. When I talk about marketing, it could be something like updating your website. It could be something like paying somebody on Fiverr or to create a lead magnet for you, or using, upgrading to Canva Pro, which is where we create our lead magnets so they look really professional. So marketing does take some time and devotion, but if we're not spending the time to market and provide value to our clients, if we're not putting the time and energy into it, how do we expect them to put the time and energy into us and our products or services? So I grew my list with really low ad spend. And ad spend is like paying Google Analytics, paying Facebook ads, paying Instagram ad. In 6 months, from 19 friends and family to over 1,500 customers or leads, if you will, just by nurturing them through email marketing, Facebook Lives, podcasts, giving them something away for free. And additionally, I had over 500 people sign up on a newsletter that I just created last month. That's pretty substantial customer client lead generation growth for a small business. And so that will eventually turn into, when you do promote to these lists to your ideal customer avatar, you will see a percentage of them convert into your sales. Once you get that sale, you always have to go back to finding more of the customers, reaching out to them on social media, networking with them in events. It's not either or. We have to do all of it, but people forget that most of us are on some type of social media platform these days. And how can we be known in the sea of millions that are doing what people are doing out there right now? So that's how you do it. Any questions about sales and effective content marketing?
We don't have anything posted right now, but if something pops up, I'll let you know.
Okay. I want to talk to you about posting, spending time on social media, and these so-called marketing efforts, right? I have a Facebook business page and I have a Facebook personal page. My personal page had about 1,000 people, friends and family on it. And I used to post pictures about myself and pictures about my kids and my dog and, you know, what I was doing. And I slowly transitioned into posting inspirational content for people like me to keep going on their business. Then I started creating free value to entrepreneurs and sending them to my business Facebook page. And so I completely transitioned over my messaging to get more people realizing that I'm not going to just post mindless things about my life, but I'm going to provide and create things that people want me to talk about to help them in their business. And so my Facebook's jumped from about 1,000 to I think over 2,000 now within a short amount of time. So you have to make the decision once you find out where your customer avatar is hanging out, where you're going to put your time and your effort. Many of us try to put time and efforts on many different platforms. And it's this is my favorite saying. It's like throwing spaghetti against a wall to see what is sticking. It's not going to work. If you're devoting 10% of your time here, it's like, where are we going to look next, right? Pick one platform. Come back to me if you're multitasking, if you're kind of zoned out now. Pick one social media platform and put your attention on it. If you're not getting results, you're not on the right platform. So say no thank you to that platform and go to a different platform. It is unrealistic as either sole proprietors or small businesses who have small teams to be able to mainstream all of our messaging all over the place. Start small, niche, and then start expanding your reach.
I do have a question. Any tips for cutting through the noise online / social media? There are so many self-proclaimed experts.
Yes. I thank you so much for asking this. Okay. We're going to even go further back. So we have to go back to what our mission and our values are and what our why is as an entrepreneur or small business owner. So let me give you an example. I'm using me because it's easier for me to explain to you. I started coaching and consulting because I've taught business for so many years. And I've seen my students as entrepreneurs fail time and time again or not gain enough traction to increase their revenue or make month-to-month consistent profits. As a 7-time entrepreneur, I also struggled with that. So I had to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? And so through this framework that was developed, I realized this was the key. We want to create a business out here. We want to be a podcaster. We want to write a book. We want to sell a coach. We want to be known as an expert. But that's the pie. That's the cake that we're baking. The icing on the cake is the money. But we need to have the right ingredients in place before we can even try to sell that cake or ice that cake. And where people were really losing it is they didn't have the right ingredients. And the right ingredients meaning these 9 steps. Okay. The first step that I talked to you, the second step I talked to you about was ICA. Third step was messaging. The first step is, what's your mission and your value statement? What do you stand for that makes you unique? That you don't, there's a ton of coaches and consultants out there, but yet I'm consistently getting clients day after day. What makes me different? Here's what makes me different. My mission is to help women entrepreneurs grow their businesses to make month-to-month consistent revenue. That's my mission. My value proposition is what makes me unique as the expert. I have a doctorate degree in leadership. I've taught business at an MBA level for 26 years. I have 7 businesses, including 4 failures, to show you what not to do. So why would you want to fail when I can circumvent those pain points for you? So in a nutshell, that's how I cut through the noise. It's in my messaging. I take whatever messaging that I stand for, my passion, my purpose, and I consistently put it out there in email and webinars and in podcasts, on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn. You will not see me deviate from what my message, my mission, and my values are. Through that, you are come to be known as something. So my tagline is business success expert. And success with the S as the $sign. I think you saw it in the SCORE emails that you've received. So that's how you cut through the noise. Pick something, stand for it, and be known for it throughout your messaging. You're not going to become, overnight. You're not going to become overnight that guru like a Dr. Oz, if you will, or an Oprah or whoever else is in your space. But slowly you will be able to become known as an expert for the people that you want to follow you and the people that you want to attract. So I hope that answers your question. The last thing I want to talk to you about is I have a little gift for you. If you've stayed with me till the end, I want to talk to you about this content creation and what you should be posting on LinkedIn. As a professor, I create all my own content and all my original ideas and all my original work. However, how many of you use the free open AI platform? Can you tell me in the chats? Or how many people even know what it is?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. How many people are using it for marketing?
We have some yeses and I have, and yeah.
Okay, so you have some yeses, you might have some no's that people haven't talked about. You are not, if you're using it for marketing and you're not creating more customers, more leads, more people in your business stratosphere, you are not using AI correctly. So as those of you who know, I'm preaching to the choir. And for those of you who do not use the OpenAI free platform, this is directed more towards you. It is a time and money saver for entrepreneurs and small businesses. And when I coached entrepreneurs one-on-one, like I said, they don't have enough time in their day to create content, to go on Facebook, to go on LinkedIn. And they're like, Bobby, how are you posting 5 times a day on LinkedIn? Like, that seems to be crazy for me. How are you ever getting any work done? Well, I utilize AI. And I dove down and I really studied AI. And full disclosure, I write all my own content. I use AI to come up with topics of what I should be talking about to my ideal customer avatar. What things are coming up for them? What's really important to talk about? So I created a free AI introductory prompt for you. If you want it, grab it. If you don't, I'm okay. But it talks to you about how you should be utilizing AI, how you can use AI to create your ideal customer avatar, how you can use AI to find out what spaces online these people are hanging out. And then you can use it to create lead magnets. And from there, you can use it to ask them how to create links for lead magnets. And think of AI as your personal assistant. really. And I can't say enough about it. The only thing as a professor I want you to do is caution, do not cut and paste verbatim and take that information, because a lot of times it's grabbing information from the internet. So only use it as a source to spark some information or some creativity in you, and then go ahead and utilize it to help you with whatever you need. So I am going to stop sharing my screen now, and hopefully
Can we
there'll
go
be
back
some...
one slide, please?
Yeah.
Okay, to the link.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so for those
Yeah,
of
so
you
I'll
that
keep it on
missed
here for a
that,
while, and I think we have about 6 minutes.
I have some people saying the link's not working.
RobertaPellant.com at, oh, you know why? It's not air prompts. The typo, AIprompts.com.
Oh, that's funny.
So I can't change it. Let me see if I can change it right here. Of course, the professor and me didn't. There we go. I can do it. The professor and me did not, double check her typos, but it's AIprompts.com. And
can you give some examples of some free open AI platforms?
Yeah, so the one that I use is, let me just Google it because I want to make sure I give you the best one that I have found is called, I think this is the majority, it's called GPT. Do you want me to give you the URL?
I'm going to tell you that the link is still not working.
It's Roberta Pellant. Let me just see. RobertaPellant.com /AI prompts / Did I put a comma in there?
I'm getting a 404 not found.
Okay, let me type it back in here. Okay, guys. That's why. See, it was early in the morning. I apologize. Right there. That is it. It's working. I don't know why I put com after it.
Okay.
This one for sure is working. I know it by heart. Teresa, did it work for you?
I'm testing it now.
Okay.
Let me see. Yes, it works. Yes.
Yay. Okay. I apologize. Okay. So I'm going to give you another URL for the OpenAI free platform. And Teresa, if you could type this in the chat, I will go very slow. HTTPS : double /
We're ready.
chat .openai.com. So if you just Google chat GPT, it will come up. And the chat OpenAI is chat GTP is one of the best ones I've seen.
Okay. Got that in there.
Okay, and I think we have about 3 minutes left. I can answer any other questions for people that they might have regarding those 3 or 4 steps that we kind of went over.
Someone asked, should you have a LinkedIn page for you personally and for the company, both?
Yeah, so
separately?
Very great question. It depends. So full disclosure, if you look on my LinkedIn page for Roberta Pellant Consulting, I think I have like 10 followers. If you look at my personal Dr. Roberta Pellant LinkedIn, you'll see I have like 3,200 followers. Same thing for Facebook. My Facebook personal page has 2,000. My business Roberta Pellant Consulting page has 140 followers. So I would say it depends. It depends on if you're trying to sell yourself as a service. I have not ran ads on LinkedIn to promote any of my products or my services. However, you do need a Facebook business page to run any type of ads to Instagram and Facebook. So I would definitely say that you need one there if you're looking to target your audience through ads. So this AI prompt, I've also ran on an ad campaign on Facebook. And basically I say my limit is $10 a day and I run it for 5 days, and I'll have people download it and see how it, does. I'm assuming the same parameters for running ads on LinkedIn would be the same. So in that case, you would need your LinkedIn business profile if you ever have that opportunity to run ads. But you're on step 4 or step 2, finding where people are and making things a little bit complicated. I would build up your LinkedIn personal profile and send people over to your business page if need be.
I don't have any other questions posted.
Okay, that's
So
good. And
yeah.
yeah, so I just want to, one last thing, come back to me 1 last minute. I just want to say it was such a pleasure to talk to you. My only disappointment was I couldn't see your happy faces because this is a webinar. You only get to see the PowerPoints and myself. But I hope that I will see you in a different follow-up webinar. And some of this can seem kind of silly for people, especially those of you who have been in business 20 years or that are small business owners. But I am telling you to go back, reevaluate these 3 steps, come up with that growth mindset, creative mindset, try something new, and please, please keep in touch. Thank you very much for SCORE of Boston for having me. Get a mentor. I think it's one of the best things that you can do, and brainstorm with the other people to see how you can grow your business.
Thank you, Bobby. And you're absolutely right. They're not little things. They are incredibly important. So thank you so much for that great presentation and for going over those steps with everyone. And thank you everyone else for joining. And if we don't see you on another webinar before the holiday season, have a great holiday. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Bye for now.